Spend your money, you've got to spend it very wisely at this time. Make sure that you buy something, that you invest in something that's going to be used to you for the next 3 or 4 years, that's going to help you push you to reach that goal. But for me, I look at it as, it's going to pay me dividends 5 or 10 years down the line when I've reached those goals. What's up guys, my name is Ammar, also known as Iammedicar. I'm a third year medical student in the UK. Now during this pandemic, during the summer, I found a lot more time to sit down and really reflect on the purpose of my life and where I want to take myself in the next 10 to 20 years. And what I'm living through is going through the golden era of life, so people who are in their 20s, especially students. Now I've read a really insightful book as well along with that, known as The Defining Decade by Meg Jay, and she talks about some of the key principles that we, as students, as people who are in their 20s, can implement in their day-to-day life to help them make the most out of 20s and hopefully lead to careers of success. Now, if you do enjoy this video, please leave a like and please follow my Instagram, Iammedicar, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're an aspiring medic, then please head over to my website, Medic Dojo, for aspiring medics. Without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's go. So first thing I want to talk about is mindset and mentality. So our brains are still developing and maturing during our 20s, and so this means that our brain actually reacts more strongly to negative emotions or thoughts that might be fleeing through our head, especially compared to adults. But it's important that Meg Jay actually talks about, it's really important to recognize and control your emotions before they start taking over your well-being and your mental health. So for example, for me, I try to train myself to realize when my emotions actually start taking over my mental health and well-being and are actually being really unhealthy to me. For example, stress. High levels of stress will actually make you more depressed and actually lead you to feel worse instead of actually helping you to prepare for a big match or an activity. And for example, if I did something, maybe break a glass, it may seem worth crying over in the short term, but in reality, setting a perspective that, okay, this is not going to stop me from losing my multi-millionaire house that I want to try and build in the future. So it's all about adopting this approach to negative emotion. Now, another thing the book talks about is some people having this fixed mindset. They already have the skills necessary to achieve those goals. He talks about overcoming these challenges by actually adopting a more growth mindset approach. So what I mean by this is building a mindset, the belief that you have what it takes to go out there and build yourself, overcome those obstacles that may face you, and you believe that your hard work will get you there to that success, to the goals that you want to reach. So be prepared to face those obstacles, be prepared to hustle, and be prepared to fail. And with those things in mind, you are definitely way closer than you think you are of achieving those long-term goals. Let's talk about setting goals. Setting goals is a really important thing you must make sure you do in your 20s, because it helps you with setting your purpose in life and where you want to take, where you want to be in the next 5 or 10 years. It's really important as well to measure your progress and to see how well you're doing, and also allows you time to reflect and change things maybe if things are not going well. So what I do is I put my personal goals that I want to achieve in my life, kind of up there in a big board for me to see. And honestly, it seems quite far away, because it's something that will take years and years of hard work to achieve. So what I do, instead of being overwhelmed, I put this in smaller, more manageable tasks or goals in my, kind of on the top left screen on my laptop, for example, or on my phone. So in that manner, I can always check how I'm doing, or I can always work to small steps, and it helps me to build my motivation, keep that motivation going, and help me to set a perspective that yes, I can reach this goal in this so time. Now let's talk about identity capital. Now identity capital is the idea of a collection of your own personal assets. It's essentially your repertoire of individual resources that you use to assemble yourself. It is basically your portfolio that you put out to interviewers that are seeking the right minded people for the job. Now, how do you go about doing this? Investment is the biggest thing that I've learned as well. So when you spend your money, you've got to spend it very wisely at this time. Make sure that you buy something, that you invest in something that's going to be used to you for the next 3 or 4 years, that's going to help you, push you to reach that goal. So for example, for me, I want to improve my videography and my filmmaking. So what I've done is I've upgraded my phone, I bought camera equipment, camera tripod. Yes, it is expensive, but you know, it's expensive in the short term. But for me, I look at it as, you know, it's going to pay me dividends 5 or 10 years down the line when I've reached those goals. So the third principle, I like to break it down into try, practice, fail, learn, and get back up again. So, you know, especially this time in your life, when you're in your 20s, you'll see that you have a lot more free time, a lot more freedom, and you're able to sit down and actually reflect on things. You get more opportunities actually given to you during this time. So this is why it's really important to really put this to your advantage. Try and, you know, embark on all opportunities that you may get in your career. You know, that experiences that are going to help you develop as a person and your individual qualities and assets. You know, as I mentioned, identity capital. Now, I'd like to refer back to something that Gary Vee said and really struck to me, is that you can fail 5 years in a row, 5-6 years in a row, and you only need 1 year as a breakthrough of your success. And that means that you can keep trying, you can keep failing as many times, and it's fine, because the 20s is the time where you can, you know, keep going, you can failing, and you can start again. You can even change your whole career, because this is a time where you don't really have a serious commitment, for example, job, or you don't have serious responsibilities, maybe starting a family, etc., getting married. So this is the chance where you can really experiment. Now, one other thing I'd like to say is definitely use this time to start something big. So this could be a really big project, this could be a business, this could be working for a dream career that you always wanted to do this research or create something, innovate something. This is the time where you do this, because your body, your energy, and your healthy mind, you know, you will be at your best form of this. So I really suggest that you go out there and really put your name out there. Now, it's really important that you don't just value people inside your circle, but really value and work on building a relationship with people outside of it. Because the more people you connect with who are similar-minded, who are positive people, who are people who are going to drive you to achieve your goals, they will be there to push you, and they will give you the opportunities to help you reach that. So it's really important to establish professional contacts, and definitely keep in touch with people you have worked with in the past, because you never know, they actually may come in handy, and they may provide you an opportunity that you may never have thought about it's ever going to come to you. In the book that I read about, she talked about how do you go about approaching people, how do you go about building these strong, meaningful connections. So she was describing this as a foot in the door technique. So you see a lot of people at university or maybe in your workplace that you know about, but you know, you just haven't really gone about talking to them, building a connection with them, and these are known as weak ties. How you go about doing this is you put yourself relevant to them. If you put ourselves relevant to them, then actually they will be more willing to actually create a better connection with you. So for example, instead of me going and say, oh hey, we need to let's get some lunch, you know, maybe a message or email, it might sound like a futile gesture. But if you go about, you know, actually a better approach is researching, you know, knowing about the person behind the scenes, what they're about, what they're doing, and actually go up to them, commend the work that they've been doing, and show that it's really insightful to you, and you want to learn from them. You know, you really want to help them develop as a person as well, and they're more willing to talk to you, to build a connection with you. And the best thing is you can start with something that's relevant, you know, that's in common between you and that person, and that will help you build that really long-lasting connection, which will be really beneficial down the line. So those are some of the things that I was reflecting on, you know, during the summer, and especially when I'm entering my 20s. I'm sure a lot of students can relate to this. I hope that reflecting on this book, and especially through my experiences, I helped you to improve yourself and become a better version of yourself, and to really push yourself and make the most out of your you know, out of the 20s, out of the golden era that you'll be in your lifetime. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, please share this with your friends, and also follow my social media, and I'll see you later. Peace.